thoughts on Hoppe Hour represent Ryan Hoppe and Facet. Listener discretion is advised.
Live from Tampa Bay, you are tuned in to Hoppe Hour.
He's the voice of a generation that got screwed by the baby boomers. Welcome back to Hoppe Hour.
Hoppe Hour. Hoppe Hour. Hoppe Hour starts in 4, 3, 2, Hoppe. Hoppe, Hoppe. This is Hoppe Hour with Hoppe and Allessia.
Ladies and gentlemen, here it is. The most listened to radio show on the planet. Even the other stations are tuned in too.
That's a big water bottle you have there, Allessia. I know this is a visual, but my God, is that a big water bottle? I think your hands are so small that it appears bigger because the water bottle, when you were holding it, looked bigger.
Really?
But when you put it down, it wasn't as big.
Yeah.
I'm in a very bizarre mood. I had my shrink this morning. I like to call him my shrink. He's a psychologist. He's a therapist.
How did it go?
So many emotions were poured out that I'm just done. I'm just out of energy. So I was thinking about it. I was like, we've done about 10 shows. And I was thinking every show, it's like, oh, life sucks. Life sucks. That's us off air for like 2 minutes before we go on and do this. So we're doing this first thing. This is my first time speaking to you all day. I mean, I texted you,
right,
but I want to have our first conversation be when you roll on in.
I love it. Okay, so normally we start our conversations like that. We're like complaining, right?
Yeah.
But new year, new us. We are not complaining
New year,
anymore.
it's just about February. New month, new us.
New month, new us. Exactly. Yeah, no, I woke up this morning. I didn't sleep a lot last night, but that's okay.
Yeah.
I woke up this morning and I had my kids with me and I said, who's going to have a good day? And they raised their hand and I raised my hand and we set the intention to have, to have a good day. And so honestly, it's good, but I am curious about your shrink. Can I ask you some questions?
Sure, go ahead.
I was going to ask them anyways. When you go, does your therapist prompt questions to like get you to start, or are you just... You're a communicator naturally. Do you naturally just
I babble a lot. He has to interrupt me. He's 31 years old. So here's how I found him.
Wow.
In the past, because I'm a little crazy, I take Klonopin for my bipolar. So I had to see a psychiatrist and a psychologist as a part of my old insurance. So I saw this woman for about 4 years, my longest relationship, from 2015 to 2019, 2020. And then we... she retired, so I quit seeing her. So here's what happened. I didn't see a shrink for about 2 years. We're just hanging out. And then I want to see a shrink. So I went to psychologytoday.com where you can pick one. And in the past, I've had these boomers that were out of touch, like all boomers, that just didn't get it, like all boomers. So I said to myself, let me look for somebody that I'd want to hang out with and that I would be overserved at the bar, spilling my life and everything too. You know what I mean? You know when you get really drunk at the bar and the next morning you think about it and you told some random person your whole life and all your problems? Yeah, that's my shrink and I. Because I saw he's like 31 years old and I'm like, that's the vibe I'm going for.
I love that. So do you feel, first of all, how long have you been seeing this specific person?
About 15 months.
Wow, this is a long relationship.
Yeah.
And so it must be going well.
It's great. I kind of want to meet him, but I feel like it would, because his voice is very chill.
Is it?
Yeah, it's like, he's just like your typical bro, but not bro. He's like just very chill.
That's awesome. I love that for you.
Yeah.
So today's session was...
It sucked talking about emotions and that's not fun.
Right.
No one wakes up in the morning wanting to feel emotions.
Right. That's funny. That's so funny. I treated myself to a facial today. I get monthly facials at Maison Glow. Shout out to Maison Glow, St. Pete, South Tampa.
Yeah.
But it's funny. The owner, Amy, I get my facial and then she's like my little therapy session. So I talked to her and that's what I did today. I chatted with her and she gives me life advice. And now I feel like I'm ready to take on the world.
Hell yeah. I think the key is I need to talk to my shrink every day and you need to get a facial every day. And then literally whenever we record this podcast, we'll be this upbeat and this excited. Are there other people there when you're getting your facial?
Okay, so there's the esthetician. There's usually someone at the front desk. And then if there's other clients, but...
What's the tone that you're talking to your person at? Are you announcing all your problems with men?
Out loud.
Hell yeah, you are.
Yes. No, it's an open concept space. It's fantastic. If you haven't been, again, it's Maison Glow.
Yeah.
Definitely check them out. But oh my God, Ryan, would you be down to like go with me?
No.
I go monthly. Will you please come?
Sure.
Yes. We have so many dates planned. I love it.
I make these promises with people and then like it's 2 days before and I go, crap, I made that plan. So that's one of those plans. I'm cool with it now. And let's say February 27th, you'll be like, today's the day to get a facial. I'll be like, oh, woo, can't wait. So yeah, I'll deal with that in a month.
Do you usually cancel on people last minute? How do you feel about last minute?
No, usually they'll remind me. Here's how I feel about last minute things that I just interrupted you on accident. I will be reminded 2 days of. They'll be like I'm going to the sneaker soiree tonight in Tampa, and I thought it was Saturday, and then Pat Donovan, the guy from Pat and Aaron that I work with in the morning, Pat's like, oh, so you excited for the sneaker soiree on Friday?
Gosh,
and I was like, it's Friday, not Saturday? And he's like, yeah, dude. And I'm like, I'm executive producer. I should probably know this. I'm just saying, that's me.
Do you get a +1? Because I want to go to the sneaker soiree badly.
Oh, why?
This is like a sports convention. It's like what I live for. Before I got into radio.
You want to be an agent?
I wanted to, not an agent.
You would be a sassy agent.
I don't know.
The worst players would get the worst money because you would just keep bitching and bitching. And then finally the rich CEO would be like, fine. Shut up. I'll pay him.
Yeah. I wanted to get it. I was working for sports teams in Tampa Bay. That was my route. And so if you get a +1, sneak me in. Okay? That's all I'm saying.
I could barely get in. It was a little controversial amongst...
Who could go?
Well, here's what happened. We're in a group text of about 18 people. Everybody that works at 95.3 WDAE. And my boss said, I have 6 passes to the soiree. Who wants them? And
first come, first serve. Send your emoji now.
Jay and Z from the Midday Show, 12 to 3 responded. I think Ronnie and T-Crash are already invited. But everybody responded. But Aaron didn't respond. So a few of the producers are going, and he should be going.
Right.
But I'm not going to say I don't even have an opinion about how my boss went about it because that's how he wanted to go about it. But it's been kind of awkward because Aaron's like, oh, you're going to the sneaker store. I'm like, yeah. I just texted
It's nice
the
that
group.
you didn't have to like give your ticket up for like not a high, like a higher.
I told him I was willing to because that's how dedicated I am as an executive producer. I said, Aaron Jacobson, I will do it for you, bro.
Right. Or we could just find a ticket for Aaron and me and we can all go. That sounds like better.
I mean, Aaron is single and you are single and you're both the same age.
Why is it that I come on this show every day we talk, every podcast we
I want to
talk
show you a
about
picture of Aaron. He's
Please
a single man.
Why?
Handsome, makes good money.
You should hook me up with your single friends. You don't really do that. You should do that.
Oh, because you totally do it for me. You have so many beautiful friends and you've totally...
They're not single.
What about the beautiful girl you went to the Lightning game with?
She is on the market.
I don't want to force it, but
okay, we're gonna do it. Okay, let's see. So Ryan showed me a picture. So this is
him, as he likes to say, pre-nose job. That's Aaron. He's 32 years old. That's him, as he likes to say, pre-nose job.
Aaron, when are we getting married? He's
playing this for him. Yeah, and he makes good money, and he's well trained. Like he is an old soul.
But is he? How does he treat women? What do you know? What's the dirt in the office about him? Let's go there.
There's really no dirt.
Should we talk off air about that?
There's no dirt.
Ryan winked. Sorry, Aaron. We'll talk off air.
Do you know who Jack Harris or Ted Webb is?
Ted Webb. Why does that sound familiar? Okay.
It was WFLA back in the day. It was AM Tampa Bay. Was the morning show from like 1980 till about 2018 when Ted Webb retired. And then Ted Webb passed away 2 years ago. And it was like Aaron's mentor. So he's very similar to Ted Webb. And currently Jack Harris, who used to be the voice of the airport. And you've seen him in those hearing aid commercials.
Yeah.
Hi, this is Jack Harris. I love Jack. I met him. He's super cool.
I love that you know so much history. So for those,
how do you not know who Jack Harris is?
But it's not just that. Like, you have books on the radio. You are so passionate about, you literally know every DJ, every host for every show in every county, every state that's ever existed. I love it.
Jack Harris and Ted Webb are like Coca-Cola and Pepsi of this. Like, it's not like I'm saying some obscure name.
Okay.
Like, they had the biggest show.
Wow.
Like, they went viral before they went viral because I believe Ted Webb got into an argument with one of the Reagan brothers in like 92 and it went worldwide. So they were like viral in that building. Like, they were like boomer viral in the early 90s. And Jack does a great job with Dana and Berlander, 5 to 7 a.m. on 970 WFLA. What do you got going on this weekend? What are you up to?
Okay. Well, I am car shopping.
That sounds fun and cheap.
Yeah, I sold my car before I moved to Spain last year, and now that I'm back, I got to find a car. So that's what I'll be doing. I'm going to be looking for a vehicle. If any of you guys, actually, I think Courtney Brown that was on the show. Courtney, I'm going to come see you. Courtney Brown, a former NFL player, was on our show maybe a couple months ago now, but he is a salesman, a car salesman. Maybe I should go check him out. Maybe I should go see him. But yeah, I need to find a car. Other than that, laying low, doing what I do.
All you do is lay low.
Yeah.
I think that's the mother in you.
Is it? Yeah, it is.
You're like unboringly just boring.
So the thing is this, like, Sunday is always the day that's like,
I hate Sundays.
Get prepped for, my kids, get groceries so I can make lunch for Monday, get the kids in bed at an early time. Friday and Saturday, I'm not big into going out. So I am trying to branch out more.
You got to branch out.
Yeah, I'm trying. Baby
and you're
steps.
doing a good job. The fact that you're trying, you're doing enough.
You've been seeing me. Like, that is new Allessia. Baby steps, Ryan.
I feel like I'm looking at 2017 Allessia. I'm like, she's alive. I thought you were dead for the last 6 years. But you're here.
I'm back. Yeah. No, I feel this last week has been mentally so much better for me.
Really? This week was just draining as hell.
Yeah, I mean, it has its moments, right? What went on with you? What are
just
your plans?
Just a lot of work, a lot of radio things, a lot of just overthinking, deleting the dating apps, all of those big moves.
Oh, we deleted the dating apps.
Not because I'm even grumpy. I was getting a lot of matches. I don't even feel a connection to myself right now.
No. Oh my gosh. Yes. Ryan. Oh my God. Ryan.
So how the hell am I supposed to do it again if I can't even feel myself? I don't even hate myself. I don't myself.
Right. No, this is exactly why I'm not dating. This is exactly why we need to connect with ourselves. I think that therapy session served you well.
Yeah.
Because you're in touch with your emotions right now. You got to do you. You got to connect with Ryan, and you have goals, and you're effing doing it.
And I gotta be humble, but not keep. Let's do a rewind. Take two. I gotta not talk myself down.
No,
I talk myself down so much that my dick goes inside my body. It's smaller than small dick energy. It's like not even. It's like little needle.
Well, you're doing it now, and we're not doing that. But you and I both have said this to each other. We're like, we're too hard on ourselves. We're too hard on ourselves, and we need to be like, damn, we're fucking awesome.
Yeah.
And if you're listening,
but not annoyingly.
No, but you got to look in the mirror every morning. You got to take a couple breaths. Like this morning, normally I like jump out of bed. I check my phone. I do the things. I laid there. I looked at the ceiling and I'm like, you are a badass and you're amazing.
And you deserve it.
And you are just going to have a great day and you're going to, inspire other people. You're going to do the best you can to help others today. And you're going to be a kick-ass mom, and you're going to be positive, and that's what you're going to do.
Why is it that when you talk out loud to yourself, you say positive things, but in your brain, it's just, you're the worst, you're going to go nowhere in life, no one's going to ever love you, you're going to die alone, which is true, but you ever know what I'm saying?
It's wiring. Like, it's how we have programmed ourselves. And first of all, kudos to us for noticing. If you notice you do that, you're one step ahead of everybody else.
And you need to get over it.
And we need to work on talking positively to ourselves in our brain. The biggest downfall of our lives is just negative self-talk. If you can control the negative self-talk, which is the hardest thing we all suffer with because it's internal and we don't see that the other people are suffering, but everybody goes through this. If we can control the negative self-talk, we're going to be golden, because the truth is when you're in your center and when you're at peace with life, things flow. And we know this. If you've ever experienced that and then you're in a hard place, you know that it's attainable. You know you can get back there. You just have to believe it. If you believe it, you can do it. It will come to you.
Yeah. What's it like inside of Allessia's brain?
Okay. So this month it's been anxious, anxiety, and now and now this week it's turning a note. It's getting positive. I feel like I'm getting back in control.
What if you just got blackout drunk this weekend and just went wild?
I don't
You should just get so drunk that you just wake up on your front lawn and your kids are like, "Mom, are you okay?"
Oh my gosh. I couldn't. That sounds miserable. I don't want to deal with the hangover. I don't want to deal with
I'm afraid to drink. I love drinking because I'm an alcoholic. Oh, it's great. It runs in my family. But my God, the hangovers. Ugh.
No.
And your mouth.
Gets
you
dry.
say things when you're drunk that you wouldn't even say to your cat. When you're drunk, the honest truth, that's not even honest.
What does Luna hear from you? Luna's Ryan's cat. What does she hear from you when you're drunk? Do you talk sweet nothings into her ear?
No, I'm just like blaring music, just hanging out. She's probably heard the same 1,000 songs over and over.
Oh, man. What are the go-to songs?
Off the Grid by Kanye West. Sexy Girl Anthem. I wish I could play fucking music on here because the copyright, it'd be fun then.
Nadia,
but I can't.
My daughter, her music choice in the morning is, I have to sing it because I don't even know the name of the song, but it might just be the title. Okay.
Yeah.
Shake, 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 senora. Shake your body right. But the Pitbull version.
Yeah.
And so she gets down to that in the morning to get pumped up.
I feel like there was like a 2-year span in 2013 to 2015 that we were really trying to hate on Pitbull for just no apparent reason.
Yeah.
And now we appreciate Pitbull.
I've always loved Pitbull. But anywho.
No, but there's this thing that, I'm trying to load it up. Here we go.
Mm-hmm.
You ready for it took me a second to load this up. You know the millennial Bible verse? It's this.
What is
This for everybody going through tough times. Believe me, been there, done that. But every day above ground. That was kind of there, but you get what I'm doing.
I know my rent was about a week ago.
See if I got this.
This for everybody going through tough times. Believe me, been there, done that. But every day. This for everybody.
I guess that is the dumbest TikTok sound ever. Why wouldn't you finish it? The most important part about being alive.
Right. I know my rent was.
This is Gen Z, and we don't want to address death until we have the worst midlife crisis of any generation. Why would you leave that part out?
Right. I worked my ass off. And I still can't pay it, though.
We've
been there.
When I was 21 years old, I thought that was a joke. And now I'm almost 30, and I'm like, fuck!
Hoppe Hour. Hoppe Hour.
Hoppe Hour will be right back.
So I'm growing out my hair, just hanging out, but I'm going to get a haircut next Thursday.
I know.
February 2nd, I think, is the day.
I hope so.
February 2nd is National You Should Get Your Haircut Day. I just made that up.
I love that.
Rich Keeley's the best barber around. Just go there. No, you got to sign up at richkbarber.com. But once you go there, tell them I sent you.
Hoppe Hour.
RyanHoppeRadio.com. It's time to turn Hoppe on.
Call Hoppe now. 856-49-HOPPE. Tweet at him at Ryan Hoppe Radio. Or chat him live via the Hoppe Radio app.
Ladies and gentlemen, here it is. The most listened to radio show on the planet. Even the other stations are tuned in too.
Can you believe it's been 40 minutes?
Really?
I'm kidding. It's been 19.
I'm like, oh, what?
I wanted to do that to you. Only 19 minutes.
this.
You always say that like it's a bad thing.
Just
Are you bored talking to me?
No. There is somebody that I could promise you is very bored.
I did a little road trip this weekend with my nanny.
Todd Chrisley gets a family reunion behind bars.
That had to be humbling. Todd Chrisley's used to having his boyfriend. Wait, he doesn't have a boyfriend. Yeah, he does. At the house, and everyone's hanging out at the mansion. And then, hi, Dad, you're behind bars.
Close family, and they're obviously going to spend time visiting with one another.
E.T. confirms daughter Lindsay and his mother, Nanny Faye, visited the reality star just over a week after he and wife Julie surrendered to prison. Todd served.
She's also, sources say she's a spoiled brat with no redeeming skills. Kind of like me and kind of like you. All millennials. We weren't taught anything. Were we?
I have a lot of skills.
Oh, you do now. Yeah. You're so talented.
I'm very handy with tools.
Okay.
Serving out a 12-year sentence for bank fraud and tax evasion.
You're going to be 44 when he gets out.
Oh my God. Wow.
I'm going to be 41 just hanging out.
It just was not the best week for me. The emotions associated with all of that and my parents and my siblings and my grandmother.
She's acting like it's just going to be a year. Like, you know how some people got a year in prison, like Martha and that, and whatever. 11 years. Like, it's going to be a hard more than a decade.
I mentally, no. I could not be in prison.
Yeah, me neither. I wouldn't really vibe.
I don't know what person's like, yeah, I could do it. But like, truly, if you sat and thought about it, could you mentally, how long would you last? I would not last a week.
6 hours.
I couldn't. I could not do it.
Yeah, it doesn't really seem fun.
Yeah.
Not do as we will not break.
Opening up on her The Southern Tea podcast, Lindsay says she and Nanny Faye took a drive over the weekend.
I ended up taking a road trip with Nanny, and we only got 2 hours away because she was convinced that she was going to do like all of this driving. And if you've ever ridden with someone who's elderly who like probably shouldn't have their license, there's nothing more nerve-wracking, and you just truly just want to take the wheel.
Yeah, Nanny Faye's driving abilities were featured plenty on Chrisley Knows Best.
Hey, what you doing?
I see you.
And my eyes is on you too.
They should be on the road.
Bye.
Did you see that? She just flipped me off.
So when we stopped for our first meal, I got behind the wheel and was like, that's it.
Lindsay says she's also ready to leave 2022 in the rear view mirror.
I think we all are. 2022 wasn't really it wasn't even a bad year. It was just another year like the rest of them.
You know what's weird is I need to stop doing this, but last year was actually.
Sorry, I did not mean to mute you. I meant to mute me. Go on. What did you do last year?
Last year was actually so good for me. I got to do so much traveling with my kids. I know I sound like an annoying person talking about this, but I traveled so much with my children that I keep thinking about our travels and I miss it. And so coming into this year, I'm like, where are we going to go? Man, last year I was living the dream, traveling through Europe. We went to Morocco. I went to Jordan. I went to France, Italy a couple times, all throughout Spain. And now I'm like, damn, I'm back to reality here in the United States.
856-49-HOPPE. It's 856-494-6773. What the hell is going on in the news, Allessia?
We have a few things, something kind of ironic. So in the news, it says that Conor McGregor reportedly accused of attacking a woman on a yacht in Ibiza.
What a surprise.
Yeah. So the site reports that Conor McGregor has been named in an incident in which he allegedly struck a woman multiple times and threatened to drown her during a party to celebrate his birthday, which took place the weekend of July 15th. Okay, this happened a while ago. The woman then jumped off the yacht to escape. Okay.
I would too. Also, no offense. Why are you on a yacht with Conor McGregor? You gotta leave. He's a sociopath, bruh.
She probably was like super pumped to like be invited to a party or maybe just like snuck in.
Yeah.
But oddly enough, a couple days ago, Conor McGregor was hit while riding his bicycle. So he was struck. I think that's karma playing its card.
Karma karma seems to be real, but there's sometimes that bad people just get away with things. So I'm indifferent about karma.
That's true. But
I've heard she gives good lap dances.
Funny.
Thanks,
That's actually really funny.
Go on. So what else?
Yeah. So he was hit by a car while he was on his bike. He said he could have been dead. He got banged up pretty bad. The pictures online show that his rear end was tore. His pants were ripped open. And he chased down the driver, who I allegedly did not see him. I wonder if it was plotted. Like, I wonder if it was the driver knew what was.
Let me see your phone real quick.
Okay, let's look. So there's his bike. It's all banged
He's
up.
probably an annoying biker too. You know the bikers, you know how they have their unnecessary lane they don't deserve, and they literally ride to the left all the way. Like they're pushing it. It's a power thing. I don't want to say I hate bikers, but I'm not the biggest fan of bikers.
Yeah, I could see that.
They kind of seem like douchebags. They kind of seem like their favorite day would be Tuesday. And I'll see him then. See you next.
You lost me.
It's a joke about the C word.
Oh, okay.
See you next Tuesday.
See you next Tuesday. That's funny. Wow. You are full of jokes today.
Thank you. Therapy helps.
That are going right over my head and that make me feel like, what is going on? I have no idea.
But that's my brain. You're experiencing what it's like to be me. That's why I can't wait to be dead. I don't have to think about it anymore. Allessia.
Yes.
What do you think of bikers?
I love biking myself. My family is actually big into cycling. Mm-hmm. We do an annual bike race together every year down at Fort DeSoto. So I think they're cool, but I could see your point that there's probably different personalities and some that take it way too seriously and will take up the whole road and let the cars behind them just pile up and not move out of the way.
And you know what's funny? When they're wearing that outfit that shows off their skinny body, I just know they're going home to make avocado toast and watch The Office. You're just a boring Caucasian human being.
Are you? So my family came from Italy. My grandfather came from Italy. Because he didn't own a car, he got around on his bicycle. So that's how our family got into biking. His father, my great-grandfather was a bicyclist. My grandfather was even into his 80s was biking 26 miles a day. So the last time I did a race with my grandfather, we were side by side on our bikes. This must be at least 6-7 years ago now, but we were biking a 26-mile bike race. And my grandfather in his 80s was like, can you please go faster? Can we go faster and cut past the people in front of us?
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm really trying my best and I can't. So my grandpa, I couldn't keep up. That's what was happening. I'm not out of shape, people. I'm just saying he was that good.
You got mom body. But mom body is not as bad as dad bod, but mom body is sexy as hell.
I cannot believe you just said I had mom body.
You look like a mom, but you look really good. Anybody would be lucky to have you as a girlfriend. I'm putting that disclaimer out there. I'm just saying.
What does a mom body look like? Be careful with your words right now, Ryan Hoppe.
It looks like you have had a kid before. You're a little
oh my God.
You look thicker, but not you particularly, but the mom looks thicker in the legs, and it's just better. There's more meat on the bones.
Okay, for the record, for those who can't see me, I do have thick legs. So Ryan is talking about me. So it's a little bit more. I'm talking about. Is it more? It's squishier.
Well, yeah, it gives you something to grab.
All right, guys. I'm not as toned as all the moms. I am a little squishier, and I guess that's what a dad bod is.
Any mom that I've gone on a date or have made sweet love to, all were thicker. If you're a skinny mom, then you had the kid at 18 and have kept your body perfect.
Some women just keep that, just have good genes, and even if you're a thicker mom, you still have great genes.
And you know what?
We're
it's
just all
better
different.
to not have the perfect body, because the people with perfect drink bodies have no personality.
You are calling me out right now. You
Why
said
am I
I'm
calling
thick
you
and squishy, and
That's a compliment. Guys like thick and squishy.
I don't.
You tell me that 20-year-olds want to hang out with you?
Who? No.
You've said before.
No, they don't.
On dating apps and that.
No.
Trust me, 20-year-olds want to hang out with you.
No.
You could get a 23-year-old muscular Gen Z, just muscles.
Gross.
Why is that gross?
I told you. I think that's too young for me.
I want to date somebody who, I leave their number. I'm on a receipt.
You're hooking me up with Aaron. I need to look no further. It's already happening.
That would be weird.
I can't believe you haven't introduced me to him already.
Sure.
Yeah.
I just hope you guys get married then, because that'll be weird if all of a sudden things aren't good and my 2 projects in my life, well, it's more of a job for that, and this is a job too. But I'm just saying,
yeah.
Don't be a sociopath.
Okay.
Women can really be. I know men. Listen. It goes both ways. But
listen, Linda.
I know men can be sociopaths, but I think men are more psychopaths because they're more violent.
No, you're already putting negativity out there for our relationship. What's Aaron's last name?
Jacobson.
So I'm gonna be Mrs. Jacobson.
Oh my God!
Ah! Yeah, that's what's happening.
Wow. What if it did happen?
He's gonna love my squishy thick mom bod.
Oh, he will.
Oh my gosh.
Don't be a sociopath. Women can really be sociopaths, and it's just tiring.
Yeah.
Men are narcissists.
Yes.
All of us.
Confirmed.
We're all just hanging out here, doing a good job,
Ryan, tell me something I don't know today.
It sure looks like they're a thing. Selena and Drew were spotted holding hands over the weekend in New York.
Not the great Drew Garabo. He's in a relationship, I think. By the way, I was listening the other day to Drew Garabo. Sounds good, man. I spoke to him in DM 2 months ago. I have nothing but adoration for Drew Garabo. I think he's great. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
No, I'm just saying, what are you leaving me hanging for? I'm talking about an old coworker that I have a lot of respect for.
I'm listening. I said, okay, yes. What kind of reaction?
You're really contributing to the conversation.
I'm so sorry.
You know what? I'll go back to doing the show for an hour that had no listen through. I just talked to news clips.
It sure looks like they're a thing. Selena and Drew were spotted holding hands over the weekend in New York.
This is the guy from the Chainsmokers.
Oh, yes, that's right. Okay, so they're still doing their thing.
But it's not the first time they've been seen together. As matchmaker and dating expert Devin Simone explained,
I'm sure this woman, Devin Simone, it's not because she's a woman, but I'm sure she's the worst to date. Anybody that's a dating coach, do you know Mel Robbins?
No.
She's like this inspirational. She's like, I wonder if she's married to Tony Robbins. She's not.
Dark hair.
She's blonde, and she's like.
I wonder if she is married to Tony Robbins.
She's not. She's like in her 50s, and she's like a motivational speaker. And I heard her on.
She's good with relationships.
And just life in general. She was. Do you know Jay Shetty?
I live for Jay Shetty.
They're good, but they would be such douchebags to hang out with.
You
that
think?
It kind of ruins the appeal a little bit. I like what they do.
I
David
like that
Goggins.
You think of that. I like that.
You just know they'd be just pretentious and be like, "How much money do you make?" But I like what they say. But what I'm saying is, Mel Robbins is an American lawyer who does motivational speeches, and she said that she's very unhappy with her life.
I could see that. Yeah.
It's a comedian thing. She's married to Chris Robbins, not Tony Robbins. I had to just check.
Interesting. I could see that. I could see that a lot of people that get into their profession, such as psychologists, therapists, motivational speakers, end up needing to take their advice.
It's a comedian. It's like the inspirational comedian.
Yeah.
I've interviewed over 50 comedians and have spent a lot of time with comedians.
I have a question.
They are some of the most insincere, smarmy, fake, You could literally get a Ken doll. No, actually,
I don't know
you know the Ripley's Believe It or Not museum?
Yes.
Those wax figures have more of a personality and are more genuine than comedians.
I don't know. I've hung out with comedians before. I did an event. It was a comedy show for charity. And they seemed cool. But my question is, so you said hanging out with Jay Shetty would probably be like, meh, even though I think it would be cool.
It would be cool, but I don't think he'd be fun. I just don't think he'd be nice.
But for you, this is like that high school question that you have to write a thesis on. But
tell me.
If you could have dinner or go out for kava or kiva or whatever you call it with anybody, who would it be?
I don't know.
Come on. Who would it be?
I've met my heroes. I've met some of my favorite radio shows, and they're all just... I don't know.
Come on.
Barack Obama.
Yeah. Okay. What would you ask him if you guys hung out? Like, what would it just be shooting the shit? Do you have a specific question you'd be like? Oh no, I would just talk to him. Not really. Barack Obama. I am shocked that was your person. I could pick Michelle. She would be dope to hang out with. No, she's cool. I like her. Oh, she's great. Here's a little bit of Mel Robbins.
Your life is going to get a lot easier when you stop forcing other people to have the same heart, expectations, values, and objectives that you have.
Woo, preach, girl. Preach. This is the life lesson I've been learning this last week. And once you let go, Ryan, the freedom you feel is just unbelievable.
Look at her face. She looks like someone that's really taking her own advice.
Stop. You're terrible.
When you give people the space to be who they are.
Like my husband that I just am afraid to divorce.
Not easy to do, but when you can give people the space to be who they are.
You go to that wing of the mansion, I'll never see you.
And let go of your expectations of who you wish they would be.
Oh my God.
Boy,
woo!
Does life get easier.
Preach. Preach. Ryan, you didn't even know this. And what you literally just played is what I've been learning this last 10 years of my life and have been resisting this lesson. But it has finally hit me, people. It has finally hit me.
You're a mother. You're a teacher. It is time for Allessia 101. Mm-hmm. Tell me the wisdom and the wise thoughts that come from Allessia, Calandra.
Ooh. I'm just going to echo what she said. Okay. Okay, but say it in an Allessia way. Don't make it seem like you're doing a Cliff Notes version of her. Okay. Do something original. All right. I have been, listen, there has been a pattern in my life that I have been repeating for the last decade. When I say decade, I literally mean the last 10 years of my life. I have been in a cycle of this pattern where I have tried to control something. I have tried to get someone to see my point of view, the same person. I have tried to get them to feel the way I do about certain things. And me holding on to that control never got me where I thought I would want to be. It was finally this, literally, people, after a decade, this last week of my life, releasing control. Because up until now, I was resisting hard. And I kept thinking I could change the person, and I couldn't. Sometimes you gotta just never talk to them again. 100 correspond via email. It's been great. It's been the most freeing thing that I've done for myself. If you have last week, if you have no attachments, it's painful because you just sometimes get the urge to look, but you don't. But blocking somebody forever and ever, it's kind of not douchey. It's sad when it has to be done. You're not happy doing it, but my God, it's freeing. Here's what else I'll say. What? This is not how I wanted it to be. I was hoping, listen, everybody has a choice in life. And when you're working with someone, a partner, an ex, a co-parent, I wanted it to be a positive, right? Because children are involved in my situation. And that's what I'm talking about here again. But I wanted it to be a positive, but you cannot control the other person. You have to stay in your lane. You can only control yourself. And the sooner you get that through your head, as hard as it is, y'all, as hard as it is, the freer you will be to just get shit done yourself, rely on yourself, depend on yourself, and create a stable home for yourself and your children.
Now, there are some women that are going, man, that sounds like me. What are some examples of you trying to control?
Okay. My heart. So like we just listened to this clip and she says, the heart and the value you have, you want other people to experience it too. My life is my children, but I can't force someone to feel the way I feel about my kids. Yeah. I can't force someone to love and devote their time to my children the way I do. And I was trying to do that. I was trying to force someone to love them and devote their time to them the way I thought that they should. I was expecting this person to act the way I thought they should be acting as a parent, as a partner, as all the things in life. And you cannot do that. We are not here to control others. People reveal their cards to us, and it's up to us to take them as we may and either discard them or hold on to them. But the thing is, I held on for 10 years in this cycle, and it drove me to depression. It drove me to anxiety. Ryan always cuts me off. Anyways, not worth it. He has something to say. Go, Ryan.
I thought the thing was on mute. I was going to play that for something later. You were having a real moment, and I ruined it.
I know. If you're listening to this, though, we all go through shit. We all have our patterns. We all have our toxic habits. Listen, give yourself some credit. Stop beating yourself up. Look at yourself in the mirror and tell yourself you're a bad bitch. If you're a guy, tell yourself you're the shit, because you are. Okay? We are done. We are done diminishing ourselves. We're done lowering our standards. We're done playing by their rules. We don't have to. We can stay in our lane and get shit done ourselves. Okay?
All right.
Stop expecting people to change. They are not going to.
We are going to move on to the news that we almost all died.
I feel like singing, though.
Oh, no. It's the meteor.
Now, this is a story a little farther away from Earth about an asteroid getting a little close.
Y'all.
Some good
news. Close.
Savannah,
Hoda. Good morning. Good morning to you as well. NASA calling it a, quote, very close encounter for Earth. An asteroid about the size of a delivery truck passes within 2,200 miles of the Earth's surface. This happened last night.
2,200 miles? That's like, if you're in Tampa, Florida, that's like here to Alaska.
That is so scary.
I'm ready.
I'm surprised, like, the energy of, like, the meteor flying by didn't affect the Earth.
I think something like that's going to happen
100%,
in our lifetime.
100%.
We're going to be like 80, though. Sorry, Jen A.
I heard that at some point. So apparently they're also testing the core of the Earth and saying that the center of the Earth, which is a solid metal rock, is starting to spin in the opposite direction. Well, when that happens, shit's going to change. The tides, it can affect the ocean. It can affect the tectonic plates under the Earth's surface. Yeah. And that can cause massive earthquakes. It can cause volcanoes all worldwide to erupt. And I have this theory, which I don't think I'm the first one to think this. I read it and I believe it.
Trust me, you're not.
That all of the volcanoes will erupt at the same time, causing a massive cloud that surrounds the Earth, blocking out sunlight, killing our crops, and therefore we cannot eat, and eventually we die. It could happen. We just got really dark on the show.
Yeah.
Damn.
Speaking of someone that needs to really be careful.
Involved in another accident, the former late night.
I didn't begin from the beginning. It's Jay Leno.
Jay Leno has been involved in another accident. The former late night host has broken his collarbone, 2 ribs, and cracked both of his kneecaps in a motorcycle accident. He revealed in an interview with the Las Vegas Review-Journal the latest.
Oh, that's a huge publication. Everybody wants to be interviewed by the Las Vegas what?
Motorcycle accident. he revealed in an interview with the Las Vegas Review-Journal.
That's a big-time interview.
Yeah, but you know what's funny is he probably, like, after his injury was on, like, painkillers, and his publicist and PR team came in and was like, hey, Jay, like, while he's lying in the hospital bed, hey, Jay, you know, the Las Vegas Review-Journal wanted to, and he's like, oh, yeah. Like, and that's probably how that happened.
Hey,
they're like, he approved it.
And he's like, just make sure that they don't bring up how I totally copied everything David Letterman did and just did it cornier.
This incident comes less than 2 months after the 72-year-old comedian suffered burns to his face and neck when a steam engine exploded in his face while working on a vintage car. When Jay was asked about how he was doing following his burn accident, he revealed that earlier this month he had another incident, telling the outlet, that was the first accident, okay?
Yeah.
Then just last week, I got knocked off my motorcycle. So I've got a broken collarbone. I've got 2 broken ribs. I've got 2 cracked kneecaps. But I'm okay. I'm working. I'm working this weekend.
Yeah, you're working a little too much, bruh.
Oh my God. 2 cracked kneecaps. Ow.
I'm going to be paralyzed, but hey, I didn't copy David Letterman.
Ouch.
Jay told the publication that he was testing a 1940 Indian motorcycle and noticed the smell.
Yeah, the thing's almost 100 years old. Let me test out a machine from literally a century ago, just about. Hey, let's get on a horse and carriage that was built in 1910.
Well,
why don't we?
When he had the show Jay's Garage.
That's kind of his whole thing.
That's what I'm saying is like this to him, test driving something, like this is what he does for leisure time. This is his passion. This is his interest. He makes money too
off of it in whatever way.
I don't doubt it. He probably makes
smell of leaking gas, sharing details about the accident. So I turned down a side street and cut through a parking lot. And
I feel like it's when you turn down the side road, it's like there's bumps in the road and hookers.
Unbeknownst to me, some guy had a wire strung across the parking lot, but with no flag hanging from it. So, you know, I didn't see it until it was too late. It just clotheslines me and boom, knocked me off the bike. The bike kept going, and you know how that works out.
Part of me wonders if his vision's maybe not the best, coordination, everything's not the best because he's 72 years old. I'm kind of wondering if maybe, I know he doesn't want to like quit doing it because then it means that he's old, but my God, bro.
I'm scared to be old.
I don't care anymore.
Jay didn't publicly reveal this accident until now due to the amount of media coverage he received from his November hospitalization and recovery.
Yeah, I can imagine he's like, hey, let's not talk about this. I don't want everybody to keep talking about me.
You know, after getting burned up, you get that one for free. After that, you're Harrison Ford, crashing airplanes. You just want to keep your head down.
Oh, yeah, it sounds like Jay Leno. Throwing someone else under the bus and then not claiming any responsibility. He is such an asswipe. Oh, he just seems like such a tool.
You said this last week. I know. You have that feeling about him.
He just is like, why bring Harrison Ford into this? Like, you obviously aren't good at what you're doing, so you're blaming everybody else. Kind of like that time he hung out in the closet and was in an NBC meeting. Do you know about that?
I don't. Tell me.
They were having a meeting about him potentially getting David Letterman's job or something.
And he hung out in a closet?
And he was like, they were in like one of those like typical 1990s, 1980s boardrooms where all the executives would be. And they were talking about something with him and Letterman. And he was hiding in the closet. And I don't know if they heard breathing or whatever, but they're like, Jay, come out of the closet.
Are you kidding?
Yeah, it's an alleged rumor that he was hanging out in the closet like
that's so
like a literal
awkward. That is so awkward.
And then that whole thing, like I like this show because like for some reason in the Midwest he did really well. I don't know what it is that we're lowbrow and dumb, but we just really liked him. And he did well in like Kansas City and Chicago and all those Midwest cities.
Yeah.
Well. I think it's because he was LA, so it was like access to the actors, while the Midwest cities like Kansas City, St. Louis, all of them, all those cities, they don't like New York. Like they're jealous in New York. So I feel like if you're watching Letterman or whatever, you're like, oh, that's the New Yorker. There's a really unhealthy thing, specifically Chicago, where they're like, we're better than New York. No, it's a thing.
I just can't think about the Midwest because it sounds really boring. It's like
tell me about it.
Probably like nothing to do out there.
I grew up there.
Oh, I'm so sorry for you.
It's whatever. I lived a good life. I'm saying as if I did. Speaking of someone that's going to die soon.
King Charles officially removes his younger brother, Prince Andrew, from Buckingham Palace.
Oh, man.
I think
took 9 months of the pedophilic allegations to have been out to finally get rid of your brother.
The royal family, well, they cut Andrew off from public duties. They've airbrushed him out of royal life.
What are his duties? Walking around while people take pictures of him? Oh, yeah, but going to Pedophile Island took forever to get rid of him.
Yeah, I cannot believe it took so long. The thing is, the investigation was being done. They had proven that he went there. He had correspondence with that woman.
I'm being, it was sarcasm.
Oh, yeah. So why did it take so long? Did they have to do their own royal investigation?
You know what creeps me out?
Everything about people with money at that level?
You can literally do a Facebook Live anywhere, but the Jizzwell, whatever her dumb name is, I love saying her wrong.
Justine Maxwell?
Jizzstain.
Is it Justine?
Justine.
No, we just both butchered her name.
I did it purposely. Jizz on her pants, Maxwell. She, all her appearances in court.
Mm-hmm.
Jizz on my face, Maxwell. All her appearances in court were all hand-drawn. Why is every other court case Derek Chauvin?
Oh, Ghislaine Maxwell.
Jizz in my hand, Maxwell.
She's probably, this is what I think about certain people.
But do you see what I'm saying? It's like they're protecting something.
Oh my God. Well, first of all, he apparently died in prison, which I think was a total setup so that he wouldn't be tried and be put on the stand, because shit would come up about a lot of royal, presidential, higher ups, people with power around the world.
Donald Trump.
And they took him out and they claimed that he, that Epstein committed suicide in prison. Highly doubt it. They either threatened the shit out of him and he committed suicide, or they killed him and blamed it on suicide.
Have you ever seen Ray Donovan?
But that was the biggest come on.
Have you ever seen Ray Donovan?
No, but everything you ask, if I know the person or if I've seen it, it's a no. Like, am I the worst at everything you know?
No, you're just a mom with 2 kids.
Okay.
You have no free time.
Tell me about Ray Donovan.
It's a show with Liev Schreiber. He plays a Hollywood fixer that fixes everyone's problems. And it's like a Sopranos show. It was on Showtime.
Yeah.
And in the show, there's a lot of implications that a lot of things that happen to famous celebrities get protected. Here, I'll show you a picture.
Of course. I mean, that makes sense.
There was definitely a Ray Donovan. Look, so... That's Ray Donovan. Look, that's Ray Donovan.
Hold on.
Ray Donovan is this handsome guy that fixes all of Hollywood's problems and cheats on his wife. And that's his sidekick that helps him cover things up. Let me see if I can get a picture of the whole cast.
Is this like a real show?
It's a
like
fictional
reality?
show.
Oh,
it's a fictional show,
okay.
But it's based off of just kind of what it's like in Hollywood. Let me see here. That's his dad who committed murder and was in prison for 25 years.
Oh my God.
That's his half-brother. That's his brother with Parkinson's. That's his brother allegedly with Asperger's, and that's his wife that he cheats on. So that it's one of my favorite shows. But now I look at some of these like overdoses.
Yeah.
And you're like,
there's certain,
give me an example.
Okay. Dang, I'm blanking on the show. It was a show about a woman who did like the undercover, like underground betting for all the celebrities and made all of this money, basically creating this social club for like the elite to be a part of and like gamble and all this stuff. And like, it doesn't matter if you're rich or poor. But there's a different level. People have sicknesses and mental illnesses and very, very strange fetishes and things, whether they have money or they don't have money. But when you're at the level where you have that type of problem and you have money and you're elite and you're somebody in the world that the world recognizes, it just becomes a whole other ballgame of things that happen in the movies that we think are just fictional but are actually real life. And I think that's what happened here.
I feel like the Me Too movement really brought it to light.
No, I don't think that was it. I feel like this has been going on. Do you think it was the Me Too movement that spiked that? Really?
Because we found out that everybody was a creep.
Yeah.
Speaking of someone that I don't want to see as a creep, but definitely has had a sketchy life.
Didn't make me happy. Ass. not ass, but just salt on the wound. Not necessary.
Pamela Anderson not backing down from her disapproval of Hulu's Pam and Tommy, which chronicles her and Tommy Lee's sex tape scandal.
Have you seen it?
I haven't, but Pamela Anderson's been hot in the news because she just came out with her memoir.
She's annoying. Go away.
We know last week she called out Tim Allen for claiming that he unveiled himself and basically streaked.
I feel like she's had an awful life.
I don't know. She does support her brother, which is nice. He just sells memorabilia of her, and she like fully supports his life.
Isn't she an annoying PETA person too? Like just insufferable.
I know, though, recently in the news, Sylvester Stallone has been mentioned in her book.
Why?
And supposedly,
Did they hook up?
He offered her a condo in a Porsche to be his side woman, he said.
Hell yeah.
She declined, but man, this book is calling out.
No. Why be the side chick to one of the most handsome actors when you can make a sex tape with white trash?
That's true.
On a boat. Oh, you have such principles. Get out of here.
I think it's more about connection. I don't know. But Pamela is really unveiling all of the people she's calling out in this memoir. So far, again, we have Sylvester Stallone and Tim Allen, and I want to know who else is going to be featured in this book.
What the hell is this?
One thing. So she's mad about the Pam and Tommy show?
No, is she?
She's going to get into it in this clip?
She said she approved it.
No.
Okay, let's hear it. Come on.
Well, here's the thing.
Yeah.
With the Pam and Tommy show?
Yes.
If it bothers you, it's probably a little truthful. Because if nothing's accurate, you go, it's not true, whatever.
I don't know.
Lily James has been praised for her remarkable transformation into Pamela in the critically acclaimed series. Pamela tells Variety, quote,
I wonder what it's like I wonder what it's like for Pam Anderson that the greatest acting and the most unique, riveting thing was a show that's fictional about your life. Who's ever gone, oh, I'm a fan of Pamela Anderson? Just
everybody.
saying.
Literally every man. She was the 90s.
I've got nothing against Lily James. I think that she's a beautiful girl, and she was just doing the job.
Anyway, it happened. I've never seen the series, and I've never seen too much of it, but it just looked like another Halloween costume to me.
Did she not approve this? Because you have to approve it before someone uses your name.
I haven't seen it yet, so how do you know?
Does a story on your life? Well, it sounded like that in the interview that she just said.
She hasn't. So if you haven't seen it, how are you going to judge it?
Yeah, but
watch it.
I wonder what her rights are, like her contract when it comes to.
Doesn't sound like much.
Well, truly, I wonder what her contract is as far as people using her name, using her face, using her story. Like if she gave up the rights to that or something happened and then she's unhappy, because it seems like she did not approve this. It seems like whereas when they did that Versace, the murder of Versace.
You remember that song?
Donatella approved it. Yes, I know. I know that song. Donatella Versace had to approve it. And, they had a whole extensive talk with her beforehand, and she had her hand in how it was directed and produced. Whereas, I don't know, Pamela seems in the dark about this.
Yeah. Ugh.
And also
Now Pam's reclaiming her narrative with her Netflix documentary, Pamela, A Love Story, as well as her book, Love Pamela. The writing process was so intense, she had a physical reaction to telling her story, as she explained to Howard Stern.
I started writing my book and I put on 25 pounds. Crazy.
Oh my God, how fat. What?
No,
lost it all.
I could see that. And the thing is, it's so emotional. Like if she really sat down and she was like, okay, I'm going to do this. First of all, if anybody journals, you know how that one journal entry can be super emotional and freeing and all the things in writing in your diary once.
Yeah.
She sat down to write a memoir of her life. That is reflection. That's emotion. That's traumas that she is sorting through. Holy crap, 25 pounds. I would have put it on in a second. And also, she was the 90s, Ryan, because everyone had that barbed wire arm tattoo.
I've released to it.
Oh my God, Ryan. Play the clip.
I don't care anymore. Gen Z and millennials are turning to flip phones for mental health. That sounds great.
Oh, my dad told me that yesterday. He's like, that's a great idea.
Does your dad watch Good Morning America?
Of course. Yeah. How do you feel about a flip phone? If they brought back Snake, I'd be down. I love that
Just
game.
have self-control and like put the phone in the other room. Don't be a baby. We have 1 minute left.
All right.
Any final words or anything?
I hope everybody has a great Gasparilla weekend out in Tampa Bay. Be safe. Make sure you plan your ride home. Don't drink and drive. Don't boat and drive. And have fun. Catch some beats for me.
Finally.
Are you going to Gasparilla?
No. The transportation is just $50 an Uber. No, thank you. I'd rather hang out with this deadbeat dad.
Abby De La Rosa is having some fun with her family. The 32-year-old took to Instagram on Wednesday to share some sweet snaps with her kiddos having some playtime at a park. Abby shares 19-month-old twins Zion and Zillion, as well as 10-week-old daughter Beautiful Zeppelin with Nick Cannon. Nick has a large family.
Yeah, he does.
Oh my God.
I'm sure right before he went to the park, he probably just finished inside of like 9 different women.
Nick Cannon is up there with Andrew Tate for me.
Oh, totally.
I don't even want to go there with Nick Cannon. He's just gross.
He and Alyssa Scott share newborn daughter Halo Marie. They also share son Zin, who passed away at just 5 months old after battling brain.
Well, that was sad.
Oh, that's sad. That's really terrible.
Yeah.
Okay, we're supposed to end on a high note. What the hell, Ryan?
Yeah, I really dropped the ball on that.
Damn it.
You try so hard and you really put in a lot of effort. And in the end, it's not that it didn't go your way, but it was unpredictable, Allessia.
Mm-hmm.
It just is unbelievable what happens.
Have a great weekend, everyone.
I didn't know that was going to be brought up on this show. I didn't know that's where it was going.
I know. That's what happens when you don't prepare, Ryan.
I didn't
Just kidding, guys.
Happy Hour. Happy Hour.
Money. And like that, he's gone.
Happy Hour is now over. Happy Hour is now over. Happy Hour is now over.